Hello, this is an example for Math 30-2 from the Principles of Mathematics 12 workbook on page 19, question 4. You may want to stop the video and get your workbook. So question number 4 has a total of 140 students who went to a conference on future careers. In addition to an exhibit, 3 sessions were offered on being an electrician, a plumber, or a carpenter. 19 people went just to the exhibit. So in this first piece of information, we know that the size of our universal set, and if we want to put it that way, using the symbols, is the total number of students, and that's 144, or sorry, 140. Now, it includes, in terms of where the students went at this conference, there's the exhibits, and I'm going to put just the exhibits on the outside here. And so there was exhibits, there was a session on plumbers, on electricians, and just let me scroll up here a bit, and on carpenters, or carpentry. Okay, bad spelling there, but we'll ignore that. Well, I just can't do it, so let's get rid of it. Try again. Carpentry. Okay. So we know that 19 people went to the exhibit. So out here, the number that went to the exhibit are 19. So if we take 144 and subtract the 19, we're left with 121. So 121 students went to some combination of the sessions on plumbers, electricians, and carpenters. Let's continue to read. 60 people went to electricity. So I've called that electricians, but here let's make that 60. And 57 went to plumbing, so this is 57. And 64 went to carpentry, so we've got 64. And you can see that there's all those overlapping pieces. We don't know how many went to each piece in combination yet. The next bit of information we have is that 14 people went to electricity and plumbing, but not to carpentry. So it was 14 people went to electricity and plumbing. So in this overlapping piece that doesn't include carpentry, we have 14 people. 22 people went to plumbing and carpentry, but not to electricity. So over here is 22. We have 14 people who went to electricity and carpentry, but not to plumbing, so 14 here. And the question we're being asked is how many students attended all 3 sessions? So our goal is to find out what is the size of this overlapping set in the center. So we're going to have to do some algebra, some mathematics to figure this out. There's a number of ways you can approach it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, well, I know that this section here is for plumbers only. So the people that went to just plumbing is 54, or 57. We're going to subtract 14 from that, and subtract 22 from that, and subtract x. And that'll give us the portion of the people who went to the session on plumbing only. So if we subtract this out, we pull so I just pulled up my calculator. We have 57 minus 14 minus 22, and that gives me 21 minus x. So this section is 21 minus x. If we do the same thing for just electricity, we have 60 minus 14 minus 14 minus x. And I'll just calculate that, and we get 32 minus x. And finally, just carpentry, we have 64 minus 22 minus 14 minus x. And we'll do that, 64 minus 14 minus 22, and that gives us 28 minus x. Now, we know that if we take each of these individual pieces, add them together, they should add up to 121. So we have 121 is equal to 21 minus x plus 14 plus x plus 32 minus x plus 22 plus 14 plus 28 minus x. And so now we need to do some calculations and simplify this. So just give me a second, I'm going to take and add, I have 21 plus 14 plus 32 plus 22 plus 14, and that gives me, oh, and I missed the 28 plus 28, and now I'm getting 142. And so I've got a mistake here now. I need to stop the video for a minute and I'll find my error. So unfortunately, I just made a calculator error, and so when I do this calculation, everything that's on the page is correct, and what we get is 131 when we combine and add all the numbers. Here we have subtract x plus x, so that cancels at 0, and we have subtract x and subtract x, so we're minus 2x. So now we have a simple algebra problem. We're going to subtract 131 from both sides. That leaves us with 10 on this side and negative 2x. Divide both sides by negative 2, and x is equal to 5. And so the number of students that attended all 3 sessions is 5 students. Hopefully this was helpful, and if you need anything more,